I am lo-fi thrasher Lenny Blade, and some news reached me yesterday via Facebook, as often is the case nowadays, that Gene Hoglan has left Testament. And it's big news, obviously, and the whole metal community is in uproar and despair. What is Testament going to do now? What are they going to do when they lost such a monster of a drummer? The metal community mourns. Why? Okay, so first of all, this is not a Gene Hoglan bash video, so don't even think about it. Why would I do that? I love Dark Angel. I like the death stuff that he did. Individual Fault Patterns is a great album. I do prefer the older death albums, but you know, he's obviously a very skilled drummer. He's fast, he's technical, he's a fast learner from what I've heard. He's great in the studio, he is great live the times I've seen him, and just a powerhouse. And that's why this is not a Gene bashing video. This is what I think should happen with Testament after this. Right away, as is often the case when this kind of news reach the public, is that, you know, they start thinking about, oh, well, who could they bring back? You know, Lombardo, Bostov, Clemente, Tempesta, you know, what's gonna happen? So just for the fun of it, let's explore that option, should they bring back anyone. So let's go down the roster, let's do it in the reverse order. So we've got Hoglan, right? And then after Hoglan, it would be Paul Bostov. Right? I mean, Paul Bostov, the Formation of Damnation is one of my favorite Testament albums after the original 5. He's also a great player, obviously. He's done a lot of good stuff. I love the work he did in Forbidden. I like the stuff he did with Slayer. Yes, I even like his playing on the latest record. I know he got a lot of flack for that, for not doing the, you know, the thrash 2-bit exactly like every other drummer does, and then everyone went like, oh, he sucks. But he is a little bit sloppy live. Okay, I'll give you that. But no, but he is a great drummer. Would it be an option to bring him back? I don't know. Let's see where this takes us. Let's go down to John Tempesta. Now, again, John Tempesta is a great. He's a great player. He wouldn't be had played with, you know, bands like Exodus, Testament, and all these great bands if he weren't a good player. So obviously he's great. And also Anthrax sings about him in their song Friggin' in the Riggin'. He's referenced. It's a song where they sang about their road crew, and he was actually Charlie Benante's roadie for a while, but that's a different story. So is he an option? You know, could be. Now, could he play Gene's stuff? Could even Bostov play Gene's stuff? Probably. Like, they would have to modify it a little bit, maybe. But they could probably do it, you know, some version of it at least. So let's go down the roster here. And we will go to the god Lombardo. Now listen, I love Lombardo, I love Slayer. I mean, when he left Slayer I was mortified, you know, when I heard that. But then when I heard Divine Intervention, Divine Intervention ended up being one of my favorite albums of all time. I even got the tattoo there to show it. But love me some Lombardo, and I even went to the to a festival in Denmark, traveled for like a day and a half just to see Lombardo's new band Grip Incorporated, which did a hell of a show, by the way. But yeah, and I even started to chant Lombardo, Lombardo in the audience. I'm sure the other members of Grip Incorporated appreciated that, but it was a good time. Love Lombardo, and he has done so much stuff. I can't even mention everything, like Fantomas. I think I know that he played with Misfits, playing, arenas and stuff with Misfits, so he's doing really well after he left Slayer, and he has other Mr. Bungle or whatever it's called, a lot of stuff going on. So bringing him back, could that be an option? I mean, probably. He could probably play everything that Gene does. So yeah, maybe. Let's go down a little bit more here. So let's go with Clemente. Clemente from the first 5 albums. I mean, listen, this is the first. This is an unpopular opinion, I know, but I have to say it. He's my favorite Testament drummer. So, listen, the reason why the first 5 albums are so different from the others are that, the biggest reason is the rhythm section. I know it's hard to grasp because everyone is like, oh no, but Eric Peterson has written all the music, all that. No, it's not. He has, but it's not that simple. Remember that Clemente is actually the original. He's the founder of the band. He founded it with Eric's cousin Derek, and they started writing songs. And then Eric came in, and and then the others after that. If you listen to at this time it was Legacy, obviously, and if you look at the Legacy, you can see that Derek Ramirez is credited as have written some of the songs, and that's the way they wrote back then. Both of them has said so, Clemente and Eric, that the two of them were like the main writing pair, at least in the beginning, after Eric joined. And so that's the reason why it sounds so different. They worked in pretty much the same way as James and Lars from Metallica, say. So, but the difference being that Lars was given credits all the time, whereas Clemente wasn't. Bands work differently that way, but he was definitely a big part of what was going on, and he played, especially with Greg Christian, very, very well together. You can listen to Practice What You Preach, and it's like, the rhythm section is insane. It's thrashy, but it's so original. And I think that when they lost those two members, especially, it started with Skolnick, obviously, but then when Clemente left, to me, it became almost like a different band, and that's the reason why how should I put this? That's the reason why they cannot sound like Old Testament nowadays, because they don't write like that anymore. Even Gene Hoglan said that he preferred nowadays, I have to learn to use past tense here, with Hoglan and Testament, so he preferred when Eric Peterson gave him a tape, like or a CD, like a demo, and then he would learn the songs, and then he would Gene-ize it, I think were his words, to make it sound more like Gene. And the problem with that is that, so it starts to sound the same, and that's what I think the last 3 albums sound the same. It's very samey, and they've sort of stagnated a little bit. It's not bad, obviously. I like Brotherhood of the Snake. Dark Roots of Earth is really good, and all of that stuff. But it's stagnated a little bit. So Is Clemente an option? No, it's not, because he can't play anymore. He said so himself. His feet are hurting, and he does something else now. He has a shop, an antique shop, I think it was, and he cannot do the touring and all that stuff. It's a pretty sad story, because he did come back for the Live in England or Live in London DVD, and he played on a couple of songs live, and he has later stated that was one of the high points of his life when he got to come back and do that. So it's very sad that he cannot do it. And I was really surprised to read comments on Facebook, under this post, and be like, someone suggested like, oh, Clemente, and people were like, oh, he was the guy that held them back, and oh, he's so bad. The only one that plays worse is Lars. And I'm like, what? What are you doing? You're sitting at home in your city camouflage army pants and In Flames hoodie and, type this stuff. Come on. But seriously, no, so obviously that's not an option. I'm not sad that Gene Hoglan left Testament. I don't really care that much about Testament, to be really, really honest, nowadays. But it would be nice to see them catch some of that old feeling again, just because I'm being nostalgic. But I don't think Gene Hoglan, I think they should not go with a famous drummer. Like, they should not go back and get Lombardo or anyone, or even John Dett, I don't think. I think they should go to someone completely unknown to bring something new and sort of revitalize the band. And I also think they should get some new production going. Like, get an old school producer, record everything analog like you used to do, and just a great mix to it. Put some good lyrics. Tell Chuck Billy to start singing just a little bit again. Not just the growling and all that. Maybe even throw in a ballad. Hey, I'm just saying, maybe throw in a ballad. Like my friend Ronnie from Grave said, Testament makes great ballads, But, and, if you look at Gene Hoglan's albums, my least favorite Testament album is Demonic, and he played on that one. So I'm not really sad that Gene Hoglan is gone. I think it's a win-win for everyone, because Gene Hoglan can concentrate maybe on bringing us a new Dark Angel album. That would be great. And the Testament can get in some new blood and revitalize and, get back to business again. So anyways, just my thoughts. So no one cares about my thoughts anyways, but see ya.